Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and how have I not made this video yet? It has been 10 years, actually how? So somebody asked me this on Discord, and I thought that could be a video, and now it is. Well, you saw the title, how hard is it to get into selling magic cards? And there's really two types of selling magic cards, and I'll get into that in a second. Now, I hate to kind of give away the ending, but to do it, like, full-time, that's impossible. To make enough to live off of, I don't think it can reasonably be done. Everybody who does it as a side hustle ends up picking up something else to resell as well. Like, they get into also comics or old toys or just general goods, power tools, whatever. And I will say it is a lot of sorting, so I will warn you, it is a lot of work. And it's not really that good of money either. So type 1 is, okay, I've got a store or I've got an agreement with a store. I've basically got distributor level where I can get boxes way cheaper, reseller permit, or whatever, just low sales tax, or depends where you buy them and how. And then you open them and sell the singles with the average standard set and the average WotC product. And I'm talking like 7 years ago, even when these were worth something or sold. You're looking at sometimes breaking even to a slight loss. Once in a great while, you get like a BFZ or something that actually sells. The only way to make money consistently doing that is the commons. You have to list the commons too, which means you have to be the seller on TCG Player or eBay that always has every card they need to build their deck in standard format. Which means you're going to need to start with singles that go back to last rotation. That's not easy. You're looking at dumping like 10,000, 20,000 plus into it. And then you got to list every single card. You can use maybe a bot and stuff, and eBay allegedly has a scanner. I might test that for a video at some point, where you just wave your phone over it and it says what it is. I don't know if that'll really speed it up a whole lot more. I think TCG Player has that, and if they didn't, they just got bought by eBay, so they might, but I think they actually had it first. So that's the break it apart and sell it thing, and when a new set comes out, you better get it like a day or two ahead of time or something and start selling those singles, or I mean, opening and sorting the singles, because that you're going to be doing that until you can taste the ink and the paper in the air. I am not kidding. And to even open $10,000 worth with like 2 or 3 people, it still takes like 6 hours. And that's just opening them and sorting them. That's not even listing them. So it's awful. I wouldn't recommend it. But what a lot of people think is, oh, I'll just acquire secondary market ones. I'll go buy collections. I'll do whatever. I would say in the average U.S. state, within 1 to 200 miles of where you are, there's probably 10 to 20 other people doing that. And they pay for bots that scan multiple sites. They have alerts. They'll message somebody within seconds. Like, post something for free or post silver bars on Facebook. You will get 10 inquiries within 60 seconds. You think those people just happen to come across it, or are they using bots? They're using bots. And Facebook doesn't care. It's probably not even a TOS violation. In fact, they're probably giving it API access. So you can't compete with them. It's just that simple. So unless you've got a source for them, you've got some reseller friends, you got some people who clean out stuff, you got some estate auction people who will like tip you off. But I think that's pretty hard to get into as well, but the margins are way crazier, but you absolutely do not know what you're going to get. I've bought a couple blind or semi-blind lots, or like blind but commission, where I'm not paying up front for it. The person just brings it in my shop, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll give you 60% of whatever it is. But then that's hard to do because it's going to take 6 months to sell them, so then you have to like buy them out of the remainder, or it just gets really messy. So even like sales commissions or whatever, that's really hard. Oh, consignments is the term, obviously. And the big problem, if you go through it all in a couple hours, you just straight up buy list it to like the highest payers, 1 or 2, usually 1, because you only pay for shipping once. Then you got to figure out the math on that to see, well, this is $9 shipping each way, plus insurance, plus then I have to pack it twice, I have to split it up, but they're paying 20% more, but only for this portion of the cards, and then you have to wait for them to get there, then you have to wait for the money to come through, and then you have to see what got graded down. And half the time in between that time, you have to run an estimate by them and say, hey, is it cool if it's about this much? And then when they get all graded down because, you didn't catch little edge stuff or whatever, or they're all curled or they get graded down because they smell like cigarettes, I've seen it all. And a whole stack of cards, you might get $200. And that is hours of work for $200. Here, this is way simpler, okay? Go to a couple garage sales, buy some power tools like a chainsaw and a drill and whatever else, or somebody who's moving, just buy like some window unit, aircon or whatever, and then drive it straight to the pawn shop and sell it. There you go. There's $200 and it took an hour. It's just so much easier. So I hate to say, but if you're going to get into resale as like a side hustle or hobby, or, looking for something for your spouse to do or whatever, you to do, or your kids, want like a summer job, but they don't want to like work for the man at crappy jobs, which there's still some benefit to that, but entrepreneurial stuff is, help me. Heck, when I was a bit younger, I was mining Bitcoins right after they came out, right after GPU mining started. Mined 110 Bitcoins. Guess how many of them I kept? When I scroll back in my wallet right now to this day, I'm sending 3.8 Bitcoins to Newegg for a motherboard. I'm getting a 0.5 Bitcoin tip from my signature donation link on the forums for helping somebody with a graphics project. I mean, just 2 Bitcoins here. Oh, mining paid me a Bitcoin. It makes me want to throw up. But then again, I'm also eating some gas station Pop-Tarts that are flavored like Eggo waffles. So it could be either. It's probably a combination of both. But it all comes down to easy side hustles. What's easier? And to me, going to like a liquidator, really business auctions, that's #1 right now because enough people don't do it and the big players don't touch the small objects. I'll circle back to that one in a second, but I just want to list all the alternatives here. Like I said, garage sales, rummage sales, take sale, yard sale, and estate sales. But like the Amazon return places, if you can test it, you can get stuck with some really bad stuff, but a lot of stuff like that you can flip, a lot of, scratch and dent furniture, people don't care. You can put like really close to new, and it's like 300 retail, that you could get 150 for it, and you paid $50, like that kind of stuff. I mean, it's really easy. You're waiting for flaky people to show up, and then they ghost you, and it's annoying. But now they have ratings and stuff, and there are better places than Facebook to sell it. But the big thing with eBay when it comes to, or TCG Player, really anything like that, you could even be on one of those, Poshmark or whatever, where they sell clothes, or like that one that's only for shoes. On all of them, you're going to start out from 0 and nobody trusts you. Kind of annoying. And then for eBay, you gotta get a bunch of packing supplies, no matter what you sell. Now, a bunch of 5x7 envelopes and a couple little plastic sleeves to put the thing in a laser printer. Okay, you're looking at like $300. I mean, the inventory is gonna cost you more than that. Going to a thrift store, like a Goodwill bins, and just paying by the pound for mostly power chargers. That's what I get. Missing power chargers for like Fisher Price stuff and Homedic stuff and whatever. Even electronics. Oh man, the originals, non-Chinese originals, man, you can get some straight up money for that stuff. Everybody loses them. Everybody gets really good deals on like, oh, we have this, but we don't have the power cord. And those don't weigh nothing. You get them for like 15 cents. As far as scrap metal, I'll just tell you right now, that's dead. Thought I'd throw that in unless you can get stainless steel. Ain't nothing worth nothing right now. I just turned in an entire like bucket of aluminum. I got like $9. Now the big pain with individual finds, so like a lot of thrift store stuff is you got to take a photo, you got to list it, you got to research it, you got to size it up, weigh it. Oh, it's just such a pain. You get like 15 unique items, you're going to be at it all day. Then you got to store them, you got to wait 6 months for them to sell. I went to a liquidator. There's one in the region. It's kind of, I think, Midwesty, but it's called Big Lots. I got some name brand women's cosmetics, and they sold pretty quick. I got 12 of them for like 75% off. I was able to list them for a pretty good price, undercut everybody else, and people are like, yeah, I like that color. All right. Sold. Somebody bought 3. There you go, done. So I took 1 picture, but sold, 12, 15 items or whatever. I got some like movie tie-in merch that it's just a little bit past, but we sold that locally at a rummage sale. And all this stuff's brand new. I mean, brand new. You can list it as brand new. That's pretty good. And then there's the clearance aisles at really everywhere. Grocery stores, Walmart, heck, Miters. I think Costco and like Sam's don't really do that. But a lot of places do that. And you can just scan a barcode, look it up, find a product name, and be like, oh yeah, this is $3.50 for these, each for these 12 things of ink, name brand ink, for a printer. And then here's some, car, not windshield wipers, those are hard to ship. Oil filters, air filters. But nobody in this region has that car, but they're also discontinued, so you put them on eBay, they'll sell in 5 seconds. And the store, they just want them gone. They're just like, nobody's touched these in a year, just get them out of here. And then vacuum bags for vacuum cleaners. I made over $1,000 in one day selling those. I just cleaned out the store, and they either don't care or you go so late at night that you use the self-checkout. Because if it's like, okay, there's BS clearance, which is like, it's clearance, it's 10% off, and it's really just a sale, and it was probably just marked up. And then if you buy out the whole store, they're going to say, Sarah, we have a policy against that. And then there's like actual clearance where they're like, no, seriously, you can see the tag under it. This is marked down 90%. Just get it out of here or it's going in the trash. That's where you could buy the whole thing and be like, good, now we can refill the rack. At least somebody wanted. That's real clearance. That's get it out of here clearance. Now, collectible stuff right off the shelf, release, 6 a.m. kind of stuff, Lego sets, other TCGs, sealed stuff. I don't go for that. That's a pain. They don't like you buying certain amounts, and it's nasty. finding mispriced stuff at Walmart and taking advantage of that, and they don't really love that either, and they call in the managers and it's the whole thing. I don't mess with that, okay? I'd rather just do it straight and narrow, real easy, no drama. So it's a lot easier to sell large amounts of the same product, which is not really what you get with Magic. And you might think, oh, well, I'll just order, you know, at distributor price somehow, 1,000 packs loose, or even just the boxes. You take them out of a box, put them in a different box. Well, now you're competing with WotC on Amazon. That almost never was realistic. But then the BFC Fat Packs, remember? It was announced that they come with 80 full art lands or whatever. They were going for $85 on eBay, and my cost on those was $22. I ordered 56 of them from my distributor, and I got 0. Because as big of a player as I was with them, there are bigger ones. I was definitely one of the bigger stores volume-wise. Now, when I called up and said, I want those gift packs with the dinosaur and the angel on the front, they're like, oh my God, take them. I said, they're like on sale on your website. How do you, like, that's not a thing you do. He's like, yeah, we're stuck with like thousands of them. How many do you want? I'm like, could you actually get me 200? He's like, yeah. So I got 200, and I made so much money on those loose packs. And the front cards, one of them was worth money right off the bat, and then 2 of the others were worth money over time on a buy list. Like, eventually I sat on them for 3 years and I got $2 a piece. I probably made triple on that. And it was just take out sealed product, take photo, sell it. But people don't trust it because you can scale them, you can search them sometimes, and, you know, old packs you can use like lasers and optics and who knows. People don't trust loose packs. Then there's box mapping, which allegedly isn't a thing anymore, but still kind of is. Oh, it's just nasty. When people don't trust you and then you're a new seller with 0 feedback, you're just not going to sell them. It's that simple. They're just not going to buy from you. They're going to pay 10 cents more from somebody else with 1 million feedback. So there's just no good way to get into it. That's why unless you have a source of constant, super low volume, who cares, I found them at an estate sale or I found them at a thrift shop, that's the only thing with sufficient margin, and even that, it's onesie, twosie, checking one at a time, sorting cards. It's really annoying. And then they're going to be graded terribly compared to coming out of the pack fresh because they were all played. Hell, half of them come with rubber bands on them. So eBay owns a site called ProxyBid, and it's basically for like auctions, primarily business bankruptcy auctions through registered auctioneers. So you're going to be paying like a 22% fee or something. It's pretty bad, plus sales tax, but hey, build that into your bid. But they also do some estate stuff, and like, it's really just business closures. So, you know, 80% of restaurants fail, and the people doing this, they want office furniture, maybe. Depends on your area, but they're definitely after the kitchen stuff and the big appliances. There's like, you know, used kitchen resellers that travel all around my state, and they will buy up any kind of, you know, Arctic air cooler thing, any kind of stand-up freezer. They don't care. They'll drop $2,000 on that because it's 10 grand brand new. And then they resell it to a lot of like the chain ones that help out like immigrants who come here with that one program, and they like start a restaurant, which is just a fantastic general success story that really helps out people and rewards people that like work hard. Plus there's like a whole bunch of Chinese places in my area, and they're awesome. But a lot of the painting and decor items, you can buy those up. I know a friend of mine does that. All the, you know, the fancy little paintings and stuff on the walls of businesses and whatever, and like the couch in the waiting room of some, you know, some medical place goes out or gets all new furniture, and they auction off this stuff. And then there's a lot of public auctions too. You got to look at police seizure auctions, and like for me, it's what is it, the Wisconsin public something auction thing? I don't go there much, too much competition, but it's almost all Wisconsin universities. So to sell old equipment, furniture, computers, like weird landscaping stuff, it's odd. Vehicles, pretty good to resell, and you can get a large amount of one item. There you go. But as we're recording this, I'm bidding right now on an auction. So proxybid.com, not sponsored or anything, just go check them out. That's like the place for auctions, but otherwise just put like business auctions or bankruptcy auctions near me or whatever into Google. You'll probably find a couple. So if you kind of get a feel for either the live auctions or the online bids or the hybrids, which is both, like every time the bar stools sell and the this sells and the that sells, but the speakers, the TVs, and the projectors, nobody's ever interested. They go for like $1.25. There it is. You don't even need to list those. You don't even need to dick around with people on Facebook. Just pawn them. I will tell you, go to the inspections. Very clever angles on them photos, I will tell you that. But like, I can get pretty cheap cookware, which is weird. I guess they're not interested in like stainless stuff, bar glasses, all that. That stuff always goes for like 5 cents a piece. Man, I could flip that. I could find someone. I got friends who own stores, and I'll just offload it on them. If I can triple up, I don't care what price they're getting. At 15 cents a piece, go for it. And they're just delighted because I'm one of their best pickers. So really, that's a big one because, you know, you can get like Really good decor items from like doctor's offices where somebody retired or died or something, or dentists. I mean, I've seen everything at this point. And after COVID, a lot of people are going bankrupt. Like right now, grand total I'm bidding on, I think 25 items. My total bid is $62, and I estimated on my spreadsheet that this stuff's worth about $550. Yeah, pretty good return. I don't have to drive very far for this one either. And I could write off the miles at like 60.5 cents a mile or whatever in America, and my car does not cost that much. I calculated it's actually like closer to 28 cents per mile. Because it ain't worth crap and it ain't depreciating, but that's not how they measure it. So I'm making all kinds of money. That one's pretty reliable and solid if you don't mind driving 2 hours for a pickup sometimes. Now, there is one thing that I've been pretty successful with. It's tedious, but it's kind of funny. The more people that do it, the worse, but just go watch my video. I think type in eBay, just the word eBay on my channel's video search, and you'll probably find it. Oh, Des, can't you just link to it? If you're too lazy to go find a video for 30 seconds and type one thing, then you're not selling on eBay. It's not for you. You're too lazy. Or too bad with tech skills. Go find the damn video. But there is a way to find specifically mispriced items, or like misnamed items, within the entire category as a whole. And like in the actual video, I am so mad. I scrolled past 2 burn willows, Grove the Burn Willows or whatever. I'd never heard of them. Yeah, I know. It was a while ago. 55 bucks a piece at the time, I believe. Scrolled right past them. I could have bought them. 5 minutes left on the listing, and they were just listed as like Magic the Gathering lands. And a really, really bad photo. And it was auction style, because they didn't know what they were, so they just post them auction style. A lot of estate people, a lot of junk clean out people, a lot of, pickers. They'll pick up that stuff, just be like, I don't know this, I'll just list it. And then they have no idea what they're looking at, what the rarity is. They'll get everything wrong, and then you can just find it. I made a little money doing that, but I kind of gave up on that because it's kind of a pain, and they get flaky people shipping them wrong and damaging them, and they don't have top loaders. It's a whole thing. But you can make an enormous amount of money on that. It is terrifically inconsistent, though, unfortunately. But I do show how to do it in that video, and it's a little bit easier because you just buy stuff and then turn around and sell it. You can even just buy list it. Don't even list it yourself. Done. So that's your, nationwide way to do it, because that is your sources. All of eBay. Now we're talking. But really, if you're going to get into resale, going really heavy on liquidation or some kind of business shutdown or whatever, if some chain of whatever goes out, talk to / bribe, basically, the employees to tell you when things are going 50% off, 75% off, when the last day really is, what the hours really change to. I mean, you get in the know, or you just show up every day, or have some friends, or have some people driving past. Oh yeah, you can come just clean out the store, and that's what they're trying to do. It's not, limit 3 per person. It's like, just take all this crap so we can close. I drove pretty far for a Family Dollar that was going out of business. I dropped $100 and I flipped it for $200 in the first day, and I still had about $500 worth of inventory that I sold over time. Now that's a darn good day's work right there. And the thing is, you can just go on the shelf and be like, okay, there's 24 of these. They're marked down to $1, and I'm pretty sure I can get $5 for it, but it's going to be about $4 shipping. I'll break even, but somebody could buy more than one, or I could do lots of 5 or whatever. Okay, then you still have to have various boxes, bubble wrap, all that. You got to source that. It's kind of a pain, but at least you only have to type it and list it and take one photo and then just put quantity, whatever, 50. A lot easier. Now, there is one thing, it's more of a pre-COVID thing, but a lot of people, because of COVID, gave up on this, so you might be able to get back into this. Shipping bulk stuff or factory original stuff from China, preferably right outside China. Preferably Malaysia is actually really nice. Otherwise, Hong Kong, definitely. It'll get there faster and it'll be less scammy. But if you find something, and it's really hard to find something, but if you find some specific thing, usually some kind of kitschy novelty thing or whatever, and you import a bunch of it, and you can get it there within 2 weeks from a respectable supplier, always buy on eBay, because they will always side with you against Chinese sellers, because they are known scammers. And then you can try and flip it America side, and there's a lot of stuff. Hell, I've done it. I am the cheapest person on the planet. And there was something I needed for YouTube and some equipment. I need some camera things that'll hold a mic and a phone. I needed a new car holder thing that'll hold a phone and a cup holder. Bulk ODB2 Bluetooth adapters. You can get those for $3 a piece and sell them for 12 here in eBay, or in American eBay. And that's the thing. People aren't willing to wait. They're like, I'll pay $8 more to get it not a month from now. Well, you got all the time in the world. Who cares? And if it doesn't show up, you just have a spreadsheet and a little alert that shows up in red or something that says, hey, this hasn't arrived, FYI. And you'll get a refund, and then half the time it's just stuck in customs. And you'll have the item show up 3 months later. for free. But a big one is like rave gear. I used to deal in that a little bit. And what I mean rave gear, I mean like glowing pacifiers, rings, LED stuff, glow necklaces, but it's dollar store, you can get that. But like really advanced LED stuff, and then you sell it in bulk here. Like you get it in super bulk. You get 1,000, 10,000 of something, some nice little blinky ring and TPU or whatever. Better type of plastic than silicone. I might be a little biased because I'm allergic to silicone. And then you can get them for quite literally 11 cents a piece and then sell them here on eBay or in bulk or locally, or sell them to a pawn shop, sell them to a resale shop. You know, just be like, hey, I got these. You want to pay 25 cents a piece? They'll be like, damn, that's like a really good price. And just move them. You know, it's all about quick flip versus, you know, how long is this going to take versus how many are people going to buy. Or you could just do sets of 12, throw them on eBay, and Americans will be like, ooh, this ships within 48 hours. Jeez. All right, well, the event's now. I don't know, like our wedding, our thing, our dance, you know, whatever is going to be in 3 weeks. Well, we need it now, you know, and wedding decor, that's a big one too. Import that. It's kind of interesting, and I don't know too much about the laws and tariffs, but I just know, like, IRS never came after me for it because I don't know, I wasn't a big fish. But I think eBay kind of, if there's an import tariff, then like what, UPS does it for you? Or I don't know. I've never really seen that, and there really isn't from China. If you live in Canada, you shouldn't be watching this video anymore at this point. Also, you should move. Also, if you could put out the fire, that would be great. My eyes and nose are still on fire. Holy crap, the world, especially me, did not need another reason to hate Quebec. Canadians don't even like Quebec. Quebecians don't even like Quebec. I'm purposely pronouncing it wrong because screw Quebec. Wait, what was this video about? Oh yeah, import tariffs. Anyway. Oh, and VAT taxes in case you're from a country that does that. Now, I stopped doing it because, you know, I got a full-time job and it was unreliable, and then COVID, and honestly, I'm sick of giving money to China, especially lately. So that's a thing, but the other thing is you could go the absolute opposite with it. You could get really good at wood carving or like just some kind of Etsy thing, you know, jewelry making or who knows, whatever. Really, I think the biggest category on Etsy that I've had like success in my personal like reseller friend group, not me personally at all, is anime costume accessories, especially if you can pump them out real quick. Custom handmade, size it. Oh, people pay big money for that. Just huge. You start working with like real leather and stuff. Dang, bro, I'm telling you. My friend got like a wooden staff or like the head of one or something, I don't remember, from some European country, paid like $65, and we really couldn't find it cheaper. It was like a custom carved owl, and I'm like, I feel like I could do that with like a little bit of training, you know? And the right tools, and then the tools are nothing. You know, $10 a piece, get some stainless, get a laminated carving knife. So you're almost not even selling the object, you're selling the uniqueness, and you're selling your skills. And that's kind of cool, but I just generally hate Etsy, but that's because they host a bunch of fake crap and everyone's a scammer and everybody's lying about whether they made it or not. But you could just buy like a laser etcher, and you know, a lot of people did that now, but you know, 10 years ago this was really hot. And just make like laser etched metal business cards or something, and there you go. You can buy the blanks for like 11 cents from China. Yeah, we're back to that. And you know, laser etch them, have 50 of them, you get like $250 for that. 3D printing plus painting, if you would never get sick of that, which you will. People pay pretty good for those on Etsy. I think Hero Forge now does color though, so I don't know. Now, the other thing is if you're particularly skilled in anything, like fixing small motors, which you can get really good at really quick, and you don't need a big, you know, garage and well, you need something undercover. But you don't need like an engine lift or whatever, and you don't need to know how to take an entire car apart. You could just get broken down whatever on Facebook, fix it up, resell it perfectly tuned up and working. There you go. Usually it's just like a fuel line or something stupid. I mean, you could have a roll of bulk fuel lines. I mean, geez, cut 6 inches. You got a full working lawnmower. You know, replace one simple little filter, just clean out something, whatever. Same with snowblowers, man. You can get big money for that. People do not want to pay $1,000 for a ridiculous snowblower. You know, they'll buy from you instead. It's seasonal, but man, is that big money. Then you could write off part of your house as like a business thing, like because the computer in the area and then where you work on it, or your whole basement, talk to a tax professional. I mean, that's the kind of stuff where you're looking at big money. Now think about that. You fix up one lawnmower in 1 day and flip it, $100 profit, or try and make $100 on magic cards. While everybody else is trying to buy up every collection, the collection turns out it's worth $40. Everybody's pissed. The consignee's pissed. And you spent 2 hours sorting cards and your eyes hurt. Like, it's so bad. So generally, I'd say no. There are so many other things out there you can do to make money as like a side hustle. And of course, if you want to go plug Desolator Gaming into the search and go find my other channel, you'll find out what I do for a living on the side besides YouTube. It may or may not involve, I guess the short version would be ripping off casinos. I made $2,000 this week doing that. So I might be interested in that, and it's perfectly legal. We just joke about, oh, we're ripping them off. I mean, we are. We're playing the games in a way where we'll always win, but it's a programming flaw in the game, and you're basically stealing money from somebody else who left the machine already in an opportune state. Let's put it that way. And there's like 8 vulnerable machines. All casinos have them. You can make some pretty big money. And then I show you the website with the index of where they're all leased. You can get exact numbers, hours. You can get real-time information from Google about who's where. And that's really fun. It does get tedious, and you got to have nerves of steel to do it. But it's a lot of money. It is a very large amount of money. And you're definitely supposed to pay taxes on all winnings below $1,200. Definitely supposed to do that. Just a warning that you should definitely do that. And we all know it's really easy to trace cash, so they definitely will catch you if you don't report it. So, yeah, this has been your work from home alternatives because, yeah, the answer, in case you didn't get it yet in this whole video, is no, don't try to start selling magic cards or really any collectible cards. They're all terrible and unreliable, and really the biggest money is really, really, really well-educated good guesses in speculative buyouts, and certain respectable platforms don't let you do buyouts anymore. Some do, though. If Card Shark's still around, that's where I would do mine. Most I ever bought of a card is 52, though. But I'd buy them and be like, dude, this is going up. I'm telling you this is going to be hot in the meta. But that's when Standard, like, existed and people played it. And that's the other thing. You're going to get stuck with a hell of a lot of assets when the game crashes and burns and it's heading that direction. So, and nothing's worth anything anymore, and Collector's Boosters threw it off. So that's just more reasons piling on that you just can't realistically do it anymore. Just acquire other stuff, acquire similar stuff that requires less listings, find out your best place to sell it, get on there and do it. Or go play UX machines in a way that is advantageous to you, or All-Star 2, or 3, or Superstar 1 or 2, or 5-Star, or Streak, or Scarabs, or Happy Eights. I think this is the first time I ever gave the full list, but, you know, get at it. So, hey, if you appreciated the video, leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time.